On the news at 1, FCTA says demolition of illegal structures not targeted at natives. FCDA tax team crushes 240 motorcycles seized. And Muslims urged to elect God-fearing leaders at the Congress training in Abuja. A very good afternoon. Welcome to NTA Channel 5 News at 1. I am Miriam Emeka Madi. The Federal Capital Territory Administration has restated its position that the ongoing demolition of illegal structures at Guzape and other parts of the territory are not targeted at the Abuja residents. The Senior Special Assistant on Monitoring, Inspection and Enforcement to the FCT Minister, Ekaro Atta, restated this during a recent demolition exercise, Onoze Yakubu reports.
The affected houses and other structures said to have been built on floodplains and swamped areas and converted to squatter settlements have been built on a parcel of land earmarked for school. The Senior Special Assistant on Monitoring, Inspection and Enforcement to the FCT Minister, Iharo Atta, says the exercise is not targeted at indigents.
The villagers have to be respected. They are to be left there for possible reintegration or resettlement, depending on what the FCTA agree. So this is not targeted. This is targeted at removing squatters and illegal structures that are in this particular area of Guzape.
The city is growing, and the way the city is growing, a lot of people coming in. So it will be a little bit complex for some of these things to be checked and all the times. But be that it may, today we are here to effect, to do what is right.
Some affected individuals appeal to the FCT administration to always engage with the residents before embarking on demolition.
Even if there is a public infrastructure, government wants to develop over a piece of land, people are living. There should be that constructive engagement.
I don't have anything to say on this because it's government. Are you going to fight government? You can't fight government. The only thing it has to do is just see it the way see everything the way it happens.
The victims are still counting their losses. Onoze Yakubu, NTA News.
In a related development, the Joint Enforcement Team of the Federal Capital Territory Administration has crushed about 240 motorcycles seized from violators in its ban on activities of commercial motorcyclists. Hawagimba reports that the crushing, which took place at the AYA crushing site, was supervised by the Secretary, FCTA Transport Secretariat, Abdullahi Adamu Candido.
Flagging off the exercise, Secretary, Transport Secretariat, Abdullahi Adamu Candido, emphasized that the present administration will not relent in its efforts at ridding the city center of the nuisance of Okada operation. He warns those who patronize Okada operators to desist from the acts.
Our objective is to ensure that the residents of the city sleep with their two eyes closed, because whatever we are doing is, working towards ensuring that the security challenge in the city is at a reasonable level where everybody can have his peace.
Directorate of Road Traffic Services, Abdulatif Bello, says there is no going back in the decision on the crushing of seized motorcycles.
And this is a demonstration that we are not going to rest on our oars. Again, we want to reiterate our commitment to ensure that this synergy achieves the purpose of our enforcement on motorcycles in the FCT.
You could see the consistency in doing this and the reduction in crime vis-a-vis the reduction in commercial motorcycle operating in unapproved area.
The Joint Task Force says the enforcement is a continuous one, especially in the Yuletide season for security reasons. Hawagimba, NTA News.
Muslims have been urged to engage meaningfully in the political process by electing God-fearing leaders who will deliver good governance and ensure a peaceful society. Aisha Bashir reports that this was the outcome of the training by the Muslim Congress in Abuja.
The program was put together to sensitize people about their civic responsibility as citizens and to educate them on the voting process, to highlight the attributes expected of those seeking public offices.
What we try to emphasize on is to talk about importance of leadership. We also emphasize on the importance of followership. We understand that in every society there must be a direction, and who directs this is the leader. And upon this, there are responsibilities expected from that person or from that group of persons, and there are responsibilities expected from the followers.
If Muslims all over the country were able to unite in our thoughts, we're able to come together and accommodate, tolerate others that we are co-living together in Nigeria, we will have the best of the democracy and the dividends, the so-called ideal dividends of democracy.
Very key to a virile and a developed nation. It's no longer a news that our nation, Nigeria, is endowed in all ramifications in terms of human resources, natural resources, and what not. However, if we are able to engender for ourselves good leadership, it's possible that Nigeria could be one of the superpowers in the coming days.
Others stress that good governance could only be realized when leadership emerges through the general consensus. Aisha Bashir, NTA News.
The FCT Department of Mass Education has rolled out drums in honor of outstanding staff, partners, and also appreciates the leadership of the Federal Capital Territory Administration for its commitment to inclusive education in the FCT. This was at its 2022 end-of-year fiesta. Mariam George Jitubo reports.
It is said that a golden fish has no hiding place, and this time around, this set of people were chosen based on excellent leadership qualities, productivity, punctuality, dedication to duty, among other outstanding qualities, with NTA Channel 5 Abuja as one of the award recipients. Representative of the Permanent Secretary, FCTA, Fasheyi Adeyinka, and other stakeholders re-emphasized that it is never too late to learn and ensure that everyone is given an opportunity to learn. He commended the FCT Department of Mass Education for promoting inclusive education in the nation's capital.
By their effort, a lot of people who will have not be able to read and write, they can read and write. So which means sky is even their starting point.
This creativity does not just stop here. It has also reflected in the primary assignment of the department by ensuring that education for all.
Every stakeholder should try to pick one way or the other in the education sector to reach out to them so that we have an inclusive education system.
The convener, Director, FCT Department of Mass Education, Hajara Titilayo Alayonde, says the department is committed in eradicating illiteracy and ignorance in line with the Sustainable Development Goals.
Over 70 of our staff are being presented with Award of Excellence. And why are we doing that? To encourage them. We have to motivate people so that they can perform more.
Highlights of the event was a dance presentation by the Fulani community in FCT, who also bestowed the honor of Nnahoro, which means Mother of the Fulani, to the Director, FCT Department of Mass Education. Mariam Jitubo, NTA News.
The need to improve welfare packages for Nigerian journalists has been stressed. This was the thrust of discourse at the maiden public lecture and awards presentation of journalists, Global Foundation. Charity Zaka reports.
Where there will be a cry that, look, your story is going to disappear.
With the theme Emerging Trends in the Media Practice and Challenges of Professionalism Welfare in Nigeria, the lecture itemized some challenges of journalists in Nigeria and how they have remained a constraint to the practice of the profession.
Journalism is largely driven in process now by technology, And so if we want to remain relevant as journalists, we have to update our skills.
Other issues raised include ways of enhancing the capacity of journalists for the 2023 elections and the need for journalists to rebrand and improve on their journalism skills to enable them stay afloat in the profession.
The Nigerian media apparently is the mouth organ and the medium of expression for which the larger Nigerian society, over 200 million Nigerian population, can be able to ventilate their feelings through the Nigerian media.
I was once a journalist, having worked on the field, knowing what journalists have been going through. So I didn't fit, to come up with this foundation. Though I didn't do it alone, I worked with other experienced journalists. This foundation, we believe we are going to change the face of journalism and also, to brighten up our colleagues.
Very notable Nigerians were sending contributions to the development of the journalism profession. Special advisor to the President on Media and Publicity, Femi Adesina, and the Emir of Kefi were among the award recipients. Charity Zaka, NTA News.
You are watching NTA Channel 5 News at 1. Celebrates 2022 Annual Ghana Cultural Festival. This and more after the break.
Our on-air personalities are the professionals you desire on the screen. NTA Channel 5 Abuja News, telling you the real news, verifiable and factual, with no room for fake news.
Thanks for being there. Suka has come the way of pupils of Local Education Authority Primary School, Season 3, courtesy of FENIF Network Foundation.